Now, what was your main duty on the ship?
I was up on the flight deck and in the air department, and we had to handle the airplanes, push them around to get them in spot, that there's lined up the rides, and then we had to pull chocks to get block the wheels, we pulled them, and then we had to help on the bombers. We had to help spread the wings on them because they was too heavy, and so we had to help on bring the wings up on them because they all the planes folded their wings, and so and then.
This is a fairly dangerous assignment with all propellers running, and so you had to be on your toes all the time, I would think.
That was sure. And when I think back now, I can't believe that we done that. Because that was dangerous.
Yeah.
Because them planes they was part side by side, like the one wing from one plane to the other. There was only about a foot in between there, and we had to crawl in underneath there, pull them chocks, and then help spread the wings on. The fighters they spread the wings themselves, and the bombers. But the torpedo plane, well, we always had to help put the wings up because it was too heavy, the wings. And then we had to reach underneath, and I've done that most of the time, reach underneath to make sure that pin was locked in the right place,
To keep the wings.
So we had to reach up in there and make sure that pin was in the right place, and that was a good thing that no one got his finger there or something like that, But then it all worked out.
Wow. Were you fortunate enough? Did you ever get injured at all? Hurt at all during?
No, I never did get injured.
Yeah.
I was fortunate that I made it all right.
To give us an idea, roughly how many planes would be on deck that you'd prepare at a time? Roughly.
Well, all the Yorktown carried between 90 to 100 planes at a time,
Wow.
And there'd be about 40 of them maybe on the hangar deck, and 60 or so up on top of the flight deck.
And then what would be your responsibility when they came back? What would you help lift the wings back up and get them down below deck, or
Well,
what?
no, we didn't have to help on the wings there because they had enough power to bring it. But then when and so we had to we stood on the side and of the deck, and as soon as there was the pilot left the plane, well, then we had to push it in the spot, where when they come in on the back on the back part of the ship, we had to put them up in the forward part to get it out of the way, so the other planes had enough room to land on. We had to keep that all nice and clean all the time, and make sure that they wouldn't run into each other. And there's sometimes one of the planes would come in and that didn't grab the tail hook, didn't grab the resting gear, and then they went into another resting gear that was higher up and run into them, and sometimes they even cut the cables in once in a while with the propeller. But then there's enough resting gear to stop them, that they wouldn't go up and run into the other planes that was aboard already,
Was there ever any crashes on the deck while you were?
Yes, it was.
What was that like? That had to be frightening.
It was frightening, yes. Yeah, there's some that come in, that one especially come in and he did miss, get his tail hooked on a resting gear, and he come up and hit the 5-inch gun mount, was inside of the ship, and tore the wing right off, till they stopped him there then. We was kind of scared to do this all, crawling in between the planes and stuff. But then we had to do it, and you got used to it. we didn't pay no attention to what's gonna happen with it, but then we realized, I didn't see it when it really happened, but then one of our, I think it was a chief that happened to get hit with a prop, you know, and I just chewed him all up.
Oh boy.
And so they washed him off with the fire hose and washed it off and kept on going, you know.
Oh man.
You know, you couldn't, when you, when something like that happened where we had to stay with our job and we had to do what we had to do and it was all over with, you know.